Episode 309. Today we're talking about some standouts in game four between Dallas and Winnipeg. And we saw Dallas come away with a 3-1 victory and came away with it in very sharp fashion. You look at the guys that were able to produce, and it was Mikael Granlund in this game. I think it was good for Dallas too to have a game where they didn't fully rely on Mikko Rantanen because it feels like the storyline all playoffs long has been Mikko Rantanen's been doing this and this, and for good reason. It's kind of his revenge tour. At the same time, my thought process goes to they need scoring outside of Rantanen, and they needed more from Hits. They needed a little bit more from Sagan. They needed a little bit more from Johnston. I think you look at where the series is going. I thought all those guys that were quote unquote secondary players, I don't really consider them secondary players, but when you look at the depth that they have in their lineup, you can argue that they're secondary guys, even Jamie Benn in that mix. And I think Wyatt Johnston was very effective yesterday. Mikael Granlund really effective. And oddly enough, the guy who I didn't really notice that much was Mikko Rantanen. And you get guys like Hintz going. Sagan was noticeable. Johnston was noticeable. Even Ben was noticeable. I think that was a testament to their depth. And I think if Winnipeg needs to, if they're able to make a comeback in this series, they have to rely upon their depth a little bit more. And being down 3-1 is tough for any team to come back from. There's three series now that are up 3-1, and the only series that is at 2-2 is the Toronto Florida series. So we've seen a lot of series go pretty short so far, especially come the second round, more so than the first. And I'd be curious to see how Winnipeg is able to respond because they're going to be at home now and the tables might turn a little bit. I don't believe Winnipeg has won a game on the road in the playoffs come this point, and especially with Connor Hellebuck on the road, very shaky. And I think when you're talking about Dallas, you want to be able to try and pressure him as much as possible, even more so next game, because even though the Dallas guys they played really well this game, they're gonna have to ramp it up to another level next game to really knock out Winnipeg because Winnipeg feeds off their own energy in their own building and in their own place, and they play really well when they're playing at home. So you have to raise your level and raise the bar a little bit more. And I think Dallas is going to do that. We're going to see a strong push for them from them. Maybe not so. I don't expect them to make a strong push early in the game. I expect Dallas to make a push later on in the game. I would imagine Winnipeg's going to come out flying, and that's what you'd hope to see, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, it was really good to see Mikael Granlund be really effective at 5-on-5 and on the power play. Just his ability to be an all-around player, be very versatile, be readily available in offensive situations and be able to be open and position himself to be available offensively. He was just doing a great job of being an all-around player and being active in the O zone, which is something that was really intriguing in talking about his game and how he's able to produce and how he's able to manage the play offensively, manage the tempo. And Granlund was just playing overall very effective, and which was really good to see because you obviously want to see more from him. But I think he's been a sneaky good addition. Him and CC have been very effective for Dallas so far, and not only in the playoffs but also in the regular season when they were acquired. And I think those two guys are potential long-term fits with Dallas. So we'll see what happens there. But I think that Mikael Granlund just had an excellent game. And when you talk about Granlund, you want to see that player that he was 10 years ago with Minnesota, the young, offensively inclined, borderline superstar type player who could create in many different situations. He could create in transition. He could be reliable offensively, could be reliable on the power play. He can play different positions on the power play. And he can also play defense. He's gotten better defensively over the course of his career too. And I think that provides a lot of value and a lot of impact for him. Also, really good with his stops and starts and how he's able to pivot, how he's able to maneuver pressure, how he's able to escape situations to be able to leverage those to his advantage. And I think with Granlund, he's very marquee in the sense of how he's able to weaponize his skating ability and be able to turn on a dime so that way he can maneuver pressure. And an example of that was what he was doing yesterday on his second goal of the game and how he's able to first create width in the ice and then be able to spread the neutral zone out a little bit, receive the cross ice pass, and then maneuver on entry. There's a 2-on-1 on entry where he's able to skate in. The defenseman of Winnipeg took the pass away, so that allowed Hellebuck to square up to the shooter right away. And then Granlund skates in, comes down the flank, and then rips the puck top shelf in a situation where Connor Hellebuck wasn't necessarily prepared to stop the puck going high. So just all around great ability from Dallas in this game. It was really intriguing to see what they're able to do as well.